Oh, hi there. I've just been listening to the podcast that you were a guest on, and I am just so excited. I can't wait to click through and see how we can work together. Loved what you were saying, but most importantly, I actually felt like you were talking to me and delivering solutions that I knew that I could use. Now, how many times do you actually get that at the end of your podcast? Or if you're a guest on a podcast, do you just get crickets? No leads, no inquiries, no conversations. You've given some great content, but that's where it stops. Hi, my name is Steve Brossman, multi-Amazon best-selling author in marketing and sales. And most recently, I'm the creator of How to Be an In-Demand, Dynamic and Profitable podcast guest and speaker. You see, over the last few months, a number of my clients and those that have been hanging around me have been saying, Steve, how come you consistently generate great leads, great conversations, clients, and even fantastic joint venture partners? So over the last several years, well, in fact, it was January 21, in the middle of COVID, I decided to move my Australian business digitally to North America. So I started off with one networking group, one introduction, and with a series of networking and mainly being guests on podcasts, I built it into a six-figure business in just 10 months. And I see so many people out there that are going around and putting their hand up and I'll be a podcast on your guest, and they're getting on. In fact, I was talking to one person the other day. They're on 2 to 3 podcasts per week, but not generating any leads, more importantly, clients. Now, many of you may actually want to get on podcasts to generate leads and clients. That's a great thing to do, or to create a bigger impact. And to do that, you need to be able to do several things, and that is inspire and ignite the passion in the people, the audience, and also have the podcast hosts do the right thing by you. Now, you probably don't know this, but it's one of the formulas that I've been using for ages. And just to give you some background, I was actually in and out of television for 20 years, hosted my own network TV show, executive producer for Warner Brothers, and I've actually been interviewed and hosted on network TV channels across 5 continents. So I've been interviewed and been an interviewer for many, many years, and I've seen the pitfalls, and I've been mentored by some of the best in the television industry. And I've been able to put that together in a package and a formula that I'm actually going to be teaching very, very shortly. One of the things that you do need to realize, there's 3 relationships that you need to manage and enhance before, during, and after the actual podcast itself. And there's one relationship that most of you focus on, and that's the only one. And the first one is your relationship with the host. And one of the things that we'll be talking about in a seminar coming up real soon, it's actually going to be free because I want to share this with you so you can get some great results as well. And the first relationship is basically you and the host. And how can you work together to excite the host about you being on the podcast? I'm going to share some secrets that I use that work absolutely every time, and they can't wait to get you on. The next one, the forgotten one, is the relationship between the host and their audience. And when you know how to manage and enhance that, and if you can enhance their relationship with their audience, then you're going to have a fantastic podcast. And of course, there is the relationship with you and the actual audience themselves. And how do you connect with them in a way that they feel as if you're talking to them? Now, one of the other key things that I'm going to be sharing with you on this seminar, workshop, masterclass, call it whatever you like. I'm just going to share everything that I can with you so you can be a better podcast guest. It's actually what I call be the prize, not the professor. And I see a lot of podcast coaches on how to be a good podcast guest, and it's all about being the professional speaker, but tell your story and share your expertise. And that puts you in the mind of, I've got to teach a lot, I've got to share a lot of my knowledge, and hopefully, if they think I'm smart, they're going to do business with you. Wrong, that's the professor. You need to work with them. Well, it's going to be covered in the seminar. You turn up, this part alone is going to transform the way that you have conversations in your podcast. Now, there's going to be some links around, some dates around that you're going to be able to click on, grab your spot, and make sure that you actually do turn up, because I'm going to be sharing live a lot of the secrets that has, I was counting back the other day, and I've been able to engage with people and have them come and join my group programs, my one-on-one coaching programs. Even a client up to $75,000 has been derived from just simple podcasts, being a guest on somebody's podcast. They've liked it, they've sought me out, we've had the conversation, and they've been a high quality client. Not only that, the forgotten area that I'm going to go through with you and share with you is how you can get collaboration partners, joint venture partners, referral partners, all from the actual podcast themselves. Now, I've generated me out of 5, 6, and very shortly, a 7-figure partner just from being on somebody's podcast. So if you're interested in actually becoming an in-demand, dynamic, and profitable podcast guest and speaker, because this is all transferable to your speaking, then make sure you grab your spot, turn up, and if you've got some friends and colleagues that spend a fair amount of time working on getting onto other people's podcasts, share the link with them, and that way we can help them become that podcast guest that they've always wanted to be and make the money and the impact that they've always wanted. I really do look forward to sharing this with you and seeing you out there on some awesome podcasts. See you real soon. Cheers.